If you have been thinking of switching into tech for a while now and you don't know how to start, and this is the second quarter already, and you're thinking how are you going to go about it, stay with me in this video because I'm going to help you out. I know in my last video I tried to treat some of the misconceptions. Perhaps you've been held down by some misconceptions and myths about switching into tech, some of which is you need to be a computer guru, you need to be a mathematician to switch into tech. I want to tell you that all those things are not true. If you need to check this out, you can check my previous video where I try to clarify all these things. Well, where the knowledge of mathematics is actually important in tech, where you need to also understand computer to an extent, but not for all tech roles, because there are coding tech roles and there are non-coding tech roles. There are low coding tech roles. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you some non-coding tech roles. If you are from the non-tech field or non-STEM background, in this video, I'll be sharing with you some roles you can switch into in tech that will be very easy for you based on your background. A lawyer is a legal professional who provides advice and representations across various legal domains, including litigations, corporate law, and regulatory compliance. And here is a role that is quite close to what you're doing already, which we call data governance and cybersecurity, governance, risk, and compliance role. Now, this is what they do. To ensure compliance within the ethical standards, privacies, and regulations, and industry norms in data science initiatives, we need professionals like you in that field. Being a lawyer, your background enables you to understand ethical issues, to understand the privacy regulations, especially when it comes to the advent of AI. Because of the current growth in AI, the advancement in artificial intelligence, we need we need rules guiding the use of AI. We need to stick with some ethical standards to guide people from overexposure to danger of the use of AI. So as a lawyer, if you're thinking of switching into tech, data governance and cybersecurity JRC role is actually there waiting for you. In this role as a lawyer, you ensure compliance with ethical standards, privacy regulations, and industry norms in data science. So I know as a psychologist, you study human behavior, mental processes, including understanding individual and group behavior, emotions, cognitions, and motivations. So there is a role for you as a data analyst. Data analysts try to seek insight through the use of data. They try to get information. They try to notice patterns. So your skill in analyzing data and patterns and understanding behavior of online users or in surveys would help you to become a data analyst. So that particular skill you have, where you observe patterns, where you study patterns, is actually very, very important in this role. Also, there's another one called UI UX, or we say user experience researcher. Now, what do? They design user-friendly interfaces and improve overall digital product experiences based on human behavior. Because of your knowledge of how people think, because of your knowledge of how people relate, because of your knowledge of human patterns and trends, you can easily carve out systems. You help developers to build out online platforms, links, and web apps that they can really easily relate with. Because if you find it difficult navigating through a particular website because of the various buttons you have to click, you probably find out that people get weary of that and they won't visit that website. So your experience as a psychologist, knowing how people think, would help you function in this kind of role. So you can think of becoming a user experience researcher. I want to believe you guys are experts who study political systems, institutions, behaviors, and policies, analyze and interpret political phenomena to understand and explain political processes and outcomes. We need you in the field of AI ethics as an AI ethics specialist. What do? You assess the social, political, and ethical implications of AI technologies, advocating for responsible development. Again, similar to the first thing I mentioned about lawyers, you are also needed when it comes to AI ethics. This is an important discussion right now because of the use of AI. There should be a guide. A lot of things are happening where you can't even trust what is real. Again, you don't know what is real. You don't know what is not. So there's a need for what we call advocacy for responsible AI development. Also, they are useful when it comes to data governance and cybersecurity GRC roles because you can analyze policies, issues, and advocate for compliance, best practices in data governance and cybersecurity. Again, If you're a political scientist and you're thinking of switching into tech, you can think about these roles. You can look into becoming an AI ethics specialist or a data governance person or a cybersecurity GRC. English professional, what do? You are individuals who study literature, language, and writing, focusing on analyzing and interpreting literary texts, developing strong communication skills, and understanding the nuance of language and storytelling. And storytelling is actually an important skill needed in the data field, to be honest with you, because once you get an insight, the ability to tell the story, the ability to explain your insight, the ability to communicate them to stakeholders will make your insights useful, and therefore you are needed when it comes to data storytelling. Now, communicate complex data insight effectively to diverse audience. Because you have a good communication skills, you are able to communicate the insights you gain from data, especially those ones that are complex, to non-technical audience. And I understand that you are not from the tech background, but at the same time, your storytelling ability is needed. I want to tell you that in the field of data science, or let me say in the field of data analysis, you don't need to know heavy coding. It's a low coding field. Sometimes it doesn't even involve coding. It could be just the use of Excel, Power BI, and little visualization. And so we need you to tell the story of what data is doing, of the insight you gain from data. Also, you can become a tech content writer. You create technical documentations and engaging content for tech companies or communities. Understand that you are useful for the organization. You can write about their products. So all you need in this space is for you to understand the products your company or your organization is building. And you're able to build content, compelling content that will make users interested in buying those products. I believe you are professionals who specializes in managing and promoting an organization's public image and reputation through strategic communication, media relations, and branding. So you are needed when it comes to data-driven marketing. That is, you become a data-driven market analyst. Your communication skill is needed when it comes to optimizing digital marketing strategies, using customer data and market trends. Also, when it comes to communication, you are needed in the field of digital marketing as a digital marketing specialist or as a social media manager in the tech field. So your communication skills would help you to be able to craft digital marketing campaigns to promote tech products. So you are needed in this kind of field. Start to think about how to craft contents that will help a tech organization, perhaps the one you're going to be working with, in selling properly. You want to analyze customer data to be able to craft contents that will depth their market trend as well. I believe you're a professional who research and investigate and report news. Even the word research and investigate is something common to data analysts, because what we do as data analysis is to investigate data. You want to search for insights. You want to get useful insight from data that you're investigating. So as a professional who research and investigate and report news, telling stories through various media channels, including print, broadcast, and digital platforms to inform and educate the public, you are needed as a journalist who reports stories based on data-driven insights. So your skill is needed when it comes to that field of data analysis. You can become a data journalist contributing to content marketing strategies. I know historians will wonder, what do I do in tech? If you study history, I understand that historians study and interpret past events, societies, and cultures using historical evidences to analyze and understand human behavior, societies, and institutions. You are needed as a product analyst or a technical content writer. Historians analyzes historical data for insights relevant to business decisions and create historical content for tech companies. So this is what you do. You can actually be very useful when it comes to writing history, writing historical content for tech companies. So you are needed in tech. You don't need to code to be in tech again. If you are a fine artist or you're a graphic designer, oh, fine, you will say graphic designs is actually into tech already, but let's talk about fine artists. If you're good with visuals, because you are individuals who create visual arts and designs, including but not limited to painting, drawing, and sculpture and graphic designs, use artistic skills and creativity to communicate ideas and concepts visually. You are needed when it comes to data visualization. So in data analysis, there's something we call data visualization. After doing all the data cleaning, after bringing it together your data, try to draw insights from it. You need to be able to present them in visuals. You know why? Humans actually understand things better in pictures, right? And you understand that as a fine artist, you know that. And that is why you are needed in this field, because you understand how human things, you understand how visuals actually make things more explanatory. Sometimes you have to create visuals for insight for people to be able to grab them. So you are needed to design professional and compelling visuals to communicate complex data sets effectively. Also, you are needed in the field of UI UX or a visual content creator, because you create engaging visual content for tech products. Again, if you are a fine artist, you can switch into the role of a UI UX designer. That is, all you need to do is just to know the basic tools they use in building their stuff. Business analysts utilize data. Yes, it is important to utilize market data. But again, if you want to switch fully into tech, because sometimes we categorize business analysis as a tech role, and sometimes they are not being categorized as a tech role. But if you're a professional who analyzes business processes and systems and data to identify opportunities for improvement, efficiency, and innovation, and to support decision making and strategic planning within organizations, you can become a data strategy consultant. If you observe me very well, you realize that I kept on mentioning data. Firstly, because I'm a data professional, having almost a decade of experience in the field, I'm personally drawn to that as much as possible. Also, because I'm here for people who are interested in moving into tech, so I tend to mention other things. But also, if you understand that we are in the AI trend right now, data is actually very important. We talk about data science, we talk about data engineering, data analysis, data governance specialists, and a lot of roles like that. So there are a lot of roles now, vacancies for data professionals. So if you're a business analyst, it just takes a little for you to move into the data strategy role. So as a business analyst, you develop data-driven strategies and make informed decisions in tech-related fields. Perhaps you've been managing projects but not tech projects. That project management skill is actually needed. So you are a leader who oversees and manages projects from initiations to completion. If you're that kind of person, it doesn't matter if it's not related to tech. Perhaps you've been managing physical projects, you've been managing projects related to events. Because you understand the processes, you can become a data project manager. Because you know how to plan, you organize, you direct, you control projects and resources to achieve specific goals and objectives within a defined constraint. Therefore, as a project manager, you can oversee data science initiatives to align with the business goal, because the idea is about managing the processes for you to achieve optimum results. Also, as a project manager, you can lead tech teams to achieve project goals effectively. You don't need to code. You probably need to just understand various things that needed to be done, and this could be achieved by you spending time with these things. You can understand the processes and you can learn on the job. But your project management skill is actually very useful in this area. As a Scrum Master, you facilitate, you guide and support agile development team, ensuring adherence to agile processes, principles, practices, and processes. Agile is let me say, a project management methodology that is used by project managers or Scrum Masters to carry out projects. They're like the approach they use when it comes to managing projects. And all these things are there for you to remove impediments to team progress and effectiveness. Also, to be able to what you call easily synchronize expectations, changes, and feedback into your work process. You can become an ML project coordinator. ML means machine learning. Okay, so as a Scrum Master, you facilitate machine learning project execution and you resolve conflicts within the team. So if you're good as a Scrum Master, you can probably switch into the data world. Human resource professional, what you do, which perhaps what you do might be more than this, but I know you are individuals responsible for managing the human capital within the organization, including recruitment, training, employee relations, performance management, and ensuring compliance with labor laws and regulation. You are needed when it comes to the tech world. Firstly, you can become a HR data analyst or people analytics specialist. And what do? You analyze workforce data to identify trends, patterns, and insights for strategic decision making in areas such as recruitment, talent management, and employee management. There is this common project that entry-level data analysts do for their portfolio. They call it HR data analysis. And what this is all about is analyzing your employee data to understand what is happening. Sometimes it could be attrition. Attrition is how people leave your organization. So as an HR person, it will be very, very important for you to understand why people are leaving, in case they are leaving. If you analyze the data, you would know if perhaps maybe the workload in the particular field of the company or in the particular sector of the company is so much and it's making life difficult for your employees, so they're leaving. And then analyzing the data set will help you understand trends and patterns. Will help you know or gain insight into the reason why they are leaving. So if you are an HR person, you understand this field already. Now, adding the skill of data to it helps you to do better at your job. So you become this HR data analyst who understands the employee based on the data you're analyzing. This will help you to know who to compensate, when to increase salaries, when to increase the workforce in a particular sector. Would help you know what are the incentives to give the people that are performing well, the employees that are doing well, through the analysis of data. Also, it helps you to analyze your employee performance. Sometimes maybe if there are so much complaints about them coming from customer, they need to know if they perhaps need to be trained. So as an HR person, if you understand HR data analysis very well, or you become an HR data analyst, you can begin to analyze this kind of data so you know the kind of training to organize for the employees of the organization. Also, you can become an AI and data recruiter. Okay, what do I mean? See, we find out these days that there is a lot of mix-up when it comes to recruiting. You've been recruited as a data analyst, but you find yourself doing the work of a data scientist or doing the work of a data engineer. At the end of the day, you are confused. Sometimes it's not the fault of the hiring manager. Sometimes the HR professionals who are in charge of these things don't really know the difference. They are just being given the list, the checklist, and they go out in search of that. Sometimes you might end up, even as an HR person, to employ people that are not as sound as you think they are. Basically, because while they are speaking to you, they sounded okay. But if you are used to these tools, if you understand the common tools and the skills required properly, you would be able to identify a real professional, a talent, and separate them from who is not. Okay, so you can become a specialist in this particular sector by understanding the tools and the trendy skills to effectively identify and attract such talents in the competitive job market. Also, note that I'm not a professional in all those fields, so I'm only trying to share my idea of what I think you do. So perhaps you're listening to me and you know you do much more than this. That's fine. I'm just trying to highlight those specific skills that you have that quickly you can translate to other roles in tech. Also, if you have made up your mind to become a data analyst, do reach out to me at victoradekunle.com. And also, if you're confused and you don't know where to start, you're thinking of switching into tech, you are wondering where to start from, do reach out to me and book a section with me. I can build a roadmap for you that will help you from point A to B. Wait with me as I continue to share more insights about switching into tech, about the tech field generally. Thank you.